All right, all right. Hello, hello, hello. It is Dr. G, and I have been kind of on an experimental mode during the quarantine. And part of it is I just kind of been getting back to my love for veggies. Now, I'm not vegetarian, so I'll put that out there, but I do love to make some really cool veggie recipes and get our cherubs in basically getting their taste buds into trying new ones and trying it different ways. And so part of that is, you know, I was on a journey not too long ago where I was really into eating clean and I did a lot of things toward that end. And I discovered some things back then. And I'm starting to reinstitute those things back into my life because obviously now I'm home a lot more and I am having to make sure, like I'm sure you guys are all as well, make sure that the quarantine doesn't become like, the expansion of me. So there's a lot of me already to go around. So I don't really want to make any more of me, right? But I do want to make sure that we have some options, right? So say for example, you're a person who loves pasta, and that may be you. That may be me. That may be some folks in my family. I don't know. But just because you love pasta doesn't mean that you have to like expand as a consequence of that. Because the great news is that there are some things that you can use instead. So there are some healthy pasta substitutes that allow you to enjoy your favorite dish without having to pack on the pounds that come with food that tastes so good, right? Like, why is everything that tastes so good always give you a whole bunch of pounds? I have no idea. That's just how the universe works. I can't explain that one. But yes, I wanted to share three pasta substitutes with you today. And these are things that maybe you already knew about, maybe you are just learning about, or maybe you've heard about it but didn't really know exactly how you could implement it. So the first one, and I'm going to share this one because we actually did this. We did this the other day. And so if you like spaghetti, for example, spaghetti is a great one because it's super easy to slip things in that are healthier and that are less calories than actual spaghetti. And so one of the ways in which you can do that is you can actually use tofu noodles. Okay, so they're called shirataki noodles, and they are a whopping, wait for this, wait for it, 10 calories. Okay, I know. When I first heard that, I was like, mind blown. How is that even possible? But yes, these tofu noodles are literally 10 calories. And I am going to share with you guys, I did a little PowerPoint thingy with some slides kind of showing you what it looks like. So this is what the package looks like. This is just one of the brands that's out there. This is House Foods. And these are tofu noodles, and they are amazing. 10 calories, you guys, and you have fiber, and it's only 3 grams of carbs. So if you are watching your waistline, you want to make sure that you don't go crazy during the quarantine, then this is an option, right? You find us in your natural food section of the supermarket. I find it at my local Kroger, no problem. So shirataki noodles, they're a great way, only 10 calories, and you got fiber, and you only have 3 grams of carbs, and you can still enjoy your spaghetti, right? So this is substitute number one, shirataki noodles. The second one is let's see, spaghetti squash. All right. So last night, I got ready to make this with our dinner. So I was making turkey meat sauce and spaghetti squash. So the spaghetti squash does take a little bit of time. So it takes about an hour at 450 to get it done right. And so so I was working on it, and the kids were doing karate in the living room because that karate class is taking place via Zoom. Thank you, Master Lotman. Big shout out to you. and the Black Belt Academy. And so, basically they were doing that. And then one of them runs over and they're like, "What are you doing, mom? What are you making?" Because they always want to know what I'm making, because they always want to leave their opinion of what it is and what they think should have happened instead of what I made. And so she comes over and she's like, "Well, what are you making?" And I was like, "I'm making spaghetti squash." And she was like, "I don't know about that. What is that? I don't think I've had that before." And I'm like, "Yes, you have. And yes, you've loved it." So she indeed has had it before. And I'm going to go to the next slide of my little PowerPoint dealy here. And oh, that's not the one I want to show you. All right. So let me see if I can get this to play. But basically, this is what it looked like. I had it in the oven, 450 for about an hour. And halfway point, I cut it in half. And then I, sprayed a little bit of olive oil on it. And then it was all done. So it looks a little charred. I'll show that to you again. It looks a little charred on the outside. That's perfect. On the inside, look how yummy. Okay. And look at how the fork just makes it just move away from the skin, and boom, you have spaghetti. And oh my God, not very many calories. And this is, let me see. I want to show you guys. Okay, so this is what it looks like plated. So the spaghetti squash is on the bottom, and then the turkey meat sauce is on the top. Now, isn't that dope? I mean, come on, that's just so amazing. And so, we did that, and the same child that was kind of like, "I don't know what that is. What are you feeding me?" She was loving it and she wanted more. So definitely, if you have a picky eater amongst your flock or your tribe, they may very well love spaghetti squash because it's yummy. It's yummy and not a lot of calories again, right? And it's veggie, so it's like a twofer, win-win. You have your veggie and your combo for your spaghetti sauce in one. Who could ask for better than that? All right, so that was number 2. Number 3 is going to be Zoodles. So Zoodles, they're Zoodles because they're made from zucchini, right? So zucchini plus noodles, Zoodles, super cute and super yummy. And so if you've ever had a question, you've gone to the grocery store and you're like looking at the zucchini squash and you're wondering, what the heck do I do with this? I've heard of zucchini bread, I've heard of zucchini muffins, but what else is there? Well, you can make Zoodles. You can use the Zoodles as your substitute for your pasta when you're making a spaghetti dish, right? So I'm going to show this to you. So I did a blog post and a recipe a little bit ago, a couple years ago, actually. And I basically share there how, I'm going to go back to that slide, how you do it. And so ideally, so in this situation, what I did was I took the zucchini squash and I just cut a flat edge, cut off one of the sides, one of the ends, and then ran it through the spiralizer. Now, don't worry if you don't have a spiralizer, you can just as easily cut them in thin slices or use a Madeleine to basically make the slices. Now, my spiralizer turns them into these little curly curl things here, which the kids love. They're like, "Oh my God, that's so cool." So that's why I do it that way. So boom, there you go. So now you have 3 ways in which you can still have your spaghetti and have it be super yummy and not as many contributors to you being more of you. There be more of you. There. So just to recap, I provided you guys today with 3 examples of how you can utilize some delicious substitutes for pasta, and you get to exchange that for less calories and more nourishment, right? So I mentioned the first was the shirataki noodles, right? And those were 10 calories. They have fiber in them and they are only 3 grams of carbs. And then I mentioned to you the spaghetti squash, right? That was the second one. And that's a twofer, awesome sauce, because that is veggies and your quote unquote pasta as well, right? And then the last one was the Zoodles. Again, a amazing combo because now you have a veggie, low cal, high nourishment, and it's serving the purpose of your pasta. So hopefully that was helpful to you. Hopefully you will try some of these. Hopefully you'll try all of these. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, yes. Yes, Nana, I agree. It's good. And as I'm looking at it again, I'm thinking about last night's dinner and I'm starting to get a little hungry because it's getting around lunchtime. And yes, Jackie, I know spaghetti swatch is so awesome. I don't know. Oh, I basically just make. I don't know if you might have left this comment at the beginning of the live, but like I make basically use it as spaghetti. I just put it, in the oven for an hour at 450, halfway point, cut it in half, put it whole, vent it, and spray olive oil on it, and then put it in the oven and at 450 and for about half hour, and then cut it in half at half an hour point, and then cook it for the remaining half hour, and then check it, put a little bit more olive oil on it, and then check it. I mean, and it is just absolutely amazing. And if you go back, if you missed that part of the live, if you go back, I did show a slide where it's actually done. Oh yeah, and on a baking tray. So I put it on like a foil lined cookie sheet, and that's how I do it. And it's absolutely amazing. So delicious, so good. So definitely recommend trying it. Yes, 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 and yes. All right, cool. So that's what I have for you guys today. I am Dr. G, and thank you for indulging me and sharing with you the 3 substitutes that I can think of. I mean, there's more, but these are my top 3 for pasta in case you are a pasta addict who doesn't want to like get bigger during quarantine. You want to get the nourishment as well as the pleasure. So boom, there you have it. So check it out. And if you guys would like me to give you the link for the recipe I was telling you, I also have on my YouTube channel, I also have a video of the actual zoodles. So there's that. So just hit me up and let me know if you want those 2 things. I'm happy to pass those along. And I will catch you guys soon. Okay. So be strong, be brave, and unleash your greatness. Have an amazing day.